Hey everyone, Mike and Beth at the cider table in our next installment of Summer of Pennsylvania Ciders. Today we are tasting something from Frecon. It is a golden russet single varietal still cider. When we encountered Frecon at the Cider Fest back in June, it was the very last booth we made it to. I'm glad we made it there, but unfortunately our time was limited there as it was kind of last call.
We barely made it, last 3 minutes before they shut us down.
Right. So we did get to try a couple, but we definitely want to get our hands on some more and try some more from the guys at Frecon, because they seem like really cool cats, know what they're doing with the cider, and making some great ciders out by Reading, PA. So today, again, we are going to taste this golden russet single varietal still cider, and as you can see, we are tasting them in wine glasses. Mike, why did you make this choice?
Yeah, so as Beth said, this is a single varietal cider. And what does that mean? It means that like a lot of the wines that you might drink when you go out to a restaurant, a Cabernet Sauvignon, Riesling, Chardonnay, anything like that, those are all made from a single type of grape. And what some great cider makers are doing right now is they're saying, why don't we do the same thing with apples? Let's find some great apples. Let's source some great fruit, or in the case of Frecon's, pretty sure they grow all their own fruit. Let's grow some amazing fruit, and then let's make cider just from one variety. And that's what this is. They took golden russet apples, they pressed them, and they made cider out of it. So you're going to get a lot more of a wine feel from this than you would out of a cider that you're typically going to drink out of a 12-ounce bottle, bubbly 12-ounce fruity cider. This is, it's very wine-like in just how it looks. It's still as well. So what that means is there's no bubbles. There's no carbonation in this cider. So again, think of wine. Think how it's still. Think that mouthfeel that you get from that compared to something bubbly. This is the difference between drinking a Pinot Noir and drinking a champagne made from a similar sort of grape. So that's really what you got here. So it's still, there's no bubbles, and it's single varietal. It's one single apple, which is really interesting. I think it's really neat because you get to really try something different.
Right.
Right? So, Beth, let's give it a taste and see what we think.
Okay.
What do you think?
I am getting butteriness, creaminess from this cider. Very reminiscent of a Chardonnay. And when we did open this, we did kind of also smell kind of oakiness as well. And we did look, and because we thought, oh, this has to be barrel aged. It doesn't say on the label, but thanks to the internet, we were able to find that it did in fact age in barrels, which I think is giving some of the oakiness that we're smelling. But what could be causing the creaminess, do you think?
So I don't know enough about fermentation to be sure, but I know a lot of times in Chardonnay you get kind of a secondary fermentation, a malolactic fermentation that gives that butteriness to it. I'm wondering if because this is aged in barrels as well that we're getting some of that. Folks over at Frecon, if you can give us some insight on that, that would be awesome. Or anyone who really knows what they're talking about. I know that happens a lot in wine grapes, and I know sometimes it can happen with apples as well, but I don't know enough to know for sure that's what it is. But there's definitely a character of that going on here. And like you said with the oak, it's right there. It's front and center. You smell it and you taste it.
And the apple, I think, is real subtle. You know it's apple, but it's not hit you in your face apple.
Yeah, there's no sweetness to it. No, there's a dryness
dry
to it, a little bit of acidity to it, and definitely tannins. It's hitting you with the tannins in the back. It's nice and dry. I think you were saying you'd love to have this with dinner.
Yes, I think this is a great food cider. Could really go with some cheese or chicken, fish. Would pair really nicely with that.
Yeah, think wine. Think of Chardonnay. When are you going to open a Chardonnay? You're going to open it when you're having, some grilled chicken, grilled salmon, anything like that. I mean, you could really drink it with anything, but it's definitely very food friendly because of that dryness, because of that tannic, character to it. It's dry, so when you drink it, dries your mouth out a little bit. Food helps to cut that a little bit as well. The color is just absolutely gorgeous, and as far as the apple character on it, we were talking before when we first tasted it. It's like a yellow apple, which makes sense. A golden russet. I don't know if what a golden russet tastes like. I'm guessing there's probably a lot of tannins. It's probably not something you'd want to just sit and eat. But what was you saying? A golden delicious, maybe?
Yeah, very similar to a golden delicious, which I think is really in between that tart green Granny Smith and then maybe like the more sweeter red apple, like a Fuji.
Right. Yeah. So the color is yellow. It tastes like a yellow apple. It's so unique and different compared to everything we've tasted this summer.
Right.
I'm
this is
really,
definitely
really
different
enjoying it.
than what we've done.
And you don't see a lot of still ciders out in the market for sure. If you're just out shopping in, beer distributors, bottle shops, things like that, you're not going to see a lot of these. So if you get a chance and you find one, definitely pick it up and give it a shot, because especially if you're a wine drinker, this is something I think you're really going to enjoy.
Definitely.
And it's I think a great gateway cider for people who are wine drinkers who might say, what's this cider stuff all about? Why would I do that? That's not, sophisticated enough or anything. This is definitely a sophisticated, not pretentious in any sort of way, but definitely something you can sit and think about. You can enjoy with food, a nice sized bottle, enjoy it with friends, right?
Most definitely. Yeah. And I think even, gift it when you're going over to someone's for dinner to serve as the dinner wine or as a hostess gift.
Yeah, it's a great idea, actually. Yeah. So, anything else, Beth, you want to share about this cider? Anything else?
No, I think I'd like to drink some more of this. And I'd like to drink some more from Frecon, so definitely we're going to be keeping a lookout to get our hands on more of their things and learn more about Frecon cidery out near Reading, PA. Yeah,
and actually, before we go, one thing about this, I was looking on the website, and they actually do make a sparkling version of this. It would be really awesome to try them right next to each other to see what difference it makes when you have that carbonation. Right. So, we're definitely going to try to do that. We'll be out in Eastern Pennsylvania a couple times in the next few months, so I think we'll definitely be looking for Frecon cider when we're out there.
Definitely, and if you can, do it too.
Definitely. Cheers, everybody. Cheers.